Josh Allen is officially a finalist for the NFL MVP award. MVP is the most valuable player in the NFL, and when you really consider everything that happened on the defensive side of the football for the Buffalo Bills, if it wasn't for Josh Allen, where would this season have been for Bills Mafia? You compare that to Lamar Jackson, really relying on a top-notch defense all season long. Lamar Jackson isn't necessarily the most valuable player in the NFL. Josh Allen during the regular season scored 44 total touchdowns, whereas Lamar Jackson only scored 29. You could see the fantasy points for Josh Allen at 392 and Lamar Jackson finishing at 331. When we look at the Baltimore Ravens' overall stats defensively, we can clearly see opponent points per game first in the NFL, opponent yards per game fifth, opponent points per play first, opponent yards per play second, third down conversion they were sixth, fourth down conversion first, red zone scoring defense second, and opponent touchdowns per game first in the NFL, clearly helping the Baltimore Ravens be successful this year. How valuable is Lamar Jackson? Now for the Buffalo Bills on the defensive side of the football, how much help did Josh Allen actually have? We can clearly see we still did fairly well. Opponent points per game fourth, opponent yards per game ninth, opponent points per play eighth, opponent yards per play 16th, third down conversion 18th, fourth down conversion 16th, red zone scoring 15th, and opponent touchdowns per game 7th. Clearly, we did not have the defense that Lamar Jackson had, and the Buffalo Bills were hanging right in there. Josh Allen had to do more this season to have success for the overall team. And in my mind, this proves that Josh Allen is more valuable to the Buffalo Bills, to the NFL, than what Lamar Jackson was for the Ravens in 2023. And during the playoffs, Josh Allen was on fire versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. We could see that he had 3 passing touchdowns. He had 1 rushing touchdowns, adding 4 more to his total. Now, Lamar Jackson also had 4 total touchdowns going against a Houston Texans team who really wasn't known for overall defense this year, but he had 2 passing touchdowns, 50 less passing yards, and he had 2 rushing touchdowns. Josh Allen, although he lost last week versus the Chiefs, he still had a 3-touchdown performance, 1 passing touchdown, and also 2 rushing touchdowns. Another finalist on the list here for the Comeback Player of the Year, and I think this is a slam dunk award. It is Damar Hamlin coming back for Bills Mafia, doing some incredible things after going through everything that he went through. I think this is a slam dunk. To have the courage to go back on that football field and continue playing football after almost passing away on the field is absolutely remarkable and totally deserving of Player of the Year. Plus, you consider the other players that he's a finalist with. We could see Joe Flacco, Damar Hamlin, Baker Mayfield, Matthew Stafford, and Tua. For me, I think when you look at the other comeback players of the year, yes, Joe Flacco is a great story, but how much success did the Browns actually have? Damar Hamlin, Baker Mayfield, Matthew Stafford, Tua, man, Damar Hamlin is totally deserving of this award. Nothing comes close to the story of Damar Hamlin and everything that he had to overcome and become a comeback player for 2023. It's definitely down to Joe Flacco, Damar Hamlin, and also Baker Mayfield, who had an excellent year. But again, Damar Hamlin, we will never ever see this in NFL history. A player who almost dies on the field, willing to come back and play the following season, contribute on special teams, to overcome that fear, to have the courage to come back, to inspire the entire world to never give up. For me, Damar Hamlin should definitely be the Comeback Player of the Year. And finally, Sean McDermott should win Coach of the Year. And I know a lot of people saying that no way, he should have been fired or we should move on from Sean McDermott. But you consider everything that he has had to overcome this year with all the injuries, still maintaining a pretty high defense statistically, as we saw in the beginning of this video. Sean McDermott winning 5 of the last regular season games, being in basically a playoff mode mode each and every single one of those weeks and maintaining getting into the playoffs 6 of the 7 years that he's been here in Buffalo is absolutely remarkable. Sean McDermott putting so much more on his plate this year, not only being a head coach, but also calling plays defensively. So that just adds to the value of Sean McDermott and why he should be coach of the year. Losing Trey White, losing Matt Milano, having all these injuries, Daquan Jones, having to start a guy that was going on vacation in the playoffs in A.J. Klein for the Steelers and as well as the Chiefs game, having the guts to start Terrell Bernard at the beginning of the season without really having any game time experience. Sean McDermott is well deserving of Coach of the Year, and it's not only defense, it's also offense. Getting rid of Ken Dorsey, turning the page on Ken Dorsey, believing in Joe Brady, and making the necessary move for the Buffalo Bills to get into the playoffs 6 of 7 years in a row. Having to deal with the Von Miller news, having to deal with everything that occurred this season, the Stephon Diggs drama at the very beginning of the year, having the culture and hearing the players on this team say that this is the closest team that they were ever a part of. Deion Dawkins, Josh Allen, having Aaron Kromer, and bringing in all of these coaches that are so well respected in the NFL to get these guys up to speed. You see James Cook and this revamped offensive line. This is all because of Sean McDermott, the synergy between McDermott and also Brandon Beane. Beane could easily be up for GM of the year too as well. And I really believe Sean McDermott handling all of these things, including calling plays defensively and head coach, I think Sean McDermott is well deserving of Coach of the Year. And yes, there were some mishaps during this season, but we've seen mishaps from every coach in the league, including Bill Belichick, including Andy Reid, including Jim Harbaugh. No coach is 100% perfect. And I think Sean McDermott has done a great job not only instilling a culture here with the Buffalo Bills, he was able to maintain a great defense with all of these injuries, trading for Rasul Douglas, having all these other players, even Linval Joseph, step up to the plate. There's a reason why Jordan Phillips, Shaq Lawson, A.J. Klein, and these guys keep coming back. Number one, they believe in Sean McDermott. Number two, they believe in this scheme. And number three, they have fun while they're here. But I appreciate you guys all so much. If you agree with me, drop a comment down below. Do you think the Buffalo Bills could win all 3 of these awards, maybe just one of these awards? I definitely want to hear from you. If you want to support my efforts further, check the link in the description for the Buffalo Chicken Wing merch. We also have a link to Course Careers, a free introductory course where you can get an online certificate to get a 100% remote job. You guys are all awesome. I swear, BNC attracts the best of the best. Hit like and subscribe, and go Bills.